and are really proud to be Indians. I would now like to invite His Excellency Josias van Aartsen, the Mayor of The Hague, and the former Minister of Foreign Affairs from the Netherlands, for his welcome address to all of us.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to wish you a warm welcome to the city of The Hague, the city of peace and justice. And we are tremendously happy and honored that our city has been chosen to host this Indian Diaspora conference for the second time. The last edition, 2 years ago, your president referred to it already, attracted a large number of visitors and was a resounding success. And I sincerely hope that this year's edition will be equally successful. The fact that The Hague has once again been allowed to host this important gathering of the Indian diaspora pleases me all the more in the view of the long history shared by the two countries. The history, you referred already to it, Madam Ambassador, that goes back over 4 centuries, originated in the trading relationship established by the Dutch East India Company with the communities of India's west coast. And today, the remains of the 17th and 18th century trading posts are not only silent witnesses of this remote past, they also form valuable historic heritage for India and the Netherlands alike. And while discussing this early faith in Dutch-Indian relations, we might as well take a moment to reflect on the fact that last August, it was exactly 350 years ago that the Treaty of The Hague was signed here, of course, in this city. And this put an end to a conflict between the Dutch Republic and the Portuguese Empire, which primarily revolved around the Dutch settlement of New Holland, presently Brazil. But it will come to no surprise that this treaty also had something to do with India, because one of the provisions of the Treaty of The Hague was that the Dutch East India Company was allowed to keep settlements on the Malabar coast in Kerala that it had captured from the Portuguese. These centuries-old ties gained a new dimension when, immediately after India gained independence, the country established diplomatic relationship with the Netherlands and vice versa. And since that time, contacts between the Kingdom of the Netherlands and the Republic of India have been invariably warm and constructive. Trade between the two countries is slowly but surely growing, and the same applies to the exchanges in other fields as arts, culture, and science. This cultural exchange is also in full swing in our own city. Next week, on the birthday, indeed, of Mahatma Gandhi, sees the official opening of the Hague Gandhi Center. Not long thereafter, the city will be hosting the first Indian Film Festival, and the Hindustani culture also plays an important role in the Hague's candidacy for the 2018 European Capital of Culture. And as recently as last spring, the statue of the world's famous poet and Nobel laureate Tagore was unveiled in our central library. This widespread interest in Indian culture in the Netherlands, and especially in The Hague, is of course not surprising. The Netherlands is home to the largest Hindustani community on the European mainland, and with a Hindustani population of some, well, let's say 50,000 people, The Hague is without any doubt the Hindustani capital of the Netherlands. Dutch Hindustanis still maintain a very close ties with India, their country of origin. The remarkable thing is that these ties seem to be getting stronger and stronger in recent years. Many young Hindustanis are keen to discover their actual roots, not in Suriname, but in India. They go and visit the region where their ancestors came from. They want to find out about India's past, and they are interested in their original mother's country's spiritual leaders, including men like Tagore. As you all know, Tagore was more than a writer of beautiful poetry. He was also the philosopher of the God of humanity. He sought to achieve freedom, independence for India, and the end of colonization, and he believed in harmony between the Western and Eastern cultures and religions. Ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, being international is in our genes. The Hague has been an open city since time immemorial. Other cities were invariably surrounded by walls in bygone days. The Hague has never been walled in. Our city still retains its open character, which has always been our strong point, even today. And The Hague is at home in the world, and conversely, the world is at home in The Hague. And under pressure of the financial crisis, some in Europe, and unfortunately in the Netherlands too, have a tendency to turn their backs to the rest of the world. The city, and I personally emphatically reject this trend and this kind of spirit. Our future lies in international collaboration and exchange, not in splendid isolation. It's precisely as an international open city with a large Hindustani community that The Hague, together with Rotterdam, our sister city, so to say, here in the southern part of the Randstad, here in the southern part of Holland, is eminently suited for serving as a European gateway for India, Indian companies, and Indian culture. We are presently facing tremendous challenges, not just in Europe, but across the globe. And it's up to all of us to take these challenges and find solutions for today's problems. We will only succeed in this endeavor if we work together, north and south, east and west. For this reason, the Netherlands cherishes, and The Hague cherishes, its centuries-old ties with India. At the same time, these ancient ties form the pillars of a bridge that can lead us towards a joint future. Or as Tagore wrote to his Dutch friend, Frederik van Eede, the poet and writer, after being awarded the Nobel Prize, and I quote, "It's the handshake of sympathy of the East and West across the water. It has proclaimed the oneness of humanity," unquote. In this feeling of solidarity, of oneness between East and West, I would like to wish you an exceptional conference and a great stay in the most beautiful city of the Netherlands, The Hague. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency, for the really warm welcome to the beautiful city of The Hague. I would now like to invite Honorable Srivaila Ravi for the keynote address of